Hello there, people of the internet. I'm doing some ammo evaluations with a bunch of random stuff that I have. Today we're having a look at another commercial 30-06. This is Remington RP ammo. I have no idea what RP stands for. Remington production maybe, but there's our head stamp. If our camera will focus well enough for you to see it, it just says RP 30-06 Spring or SPRG, which is 30-06 Springfield. Judging by our projectile type, I would say this is probably a 180 grain bullet, but we won't know until we actually weigh that out. We're going to go ahead and have a look at the powder itself inside of this bad boy. Make sure that is actually zeroed out. Get our projectile out of the way. Oh, that might be more like a 200 grain bullet. This thing is large. I had no idea that bad boy was that big. So the gunpowder itself looks like a stick powder. And this particular gunpowder looks to be a little compromised. It's kind of sticking to itself a little more than it should. And it smells like nail polish remover, which is not what you want. But I'm pretty sure this is probably still going to fire, so we are going to take this out to the range to actually test it. Let's see how much powder we actually have inside this thing. I'm betting about, we'll call it 52 grains. Let's find out. 47. All right, that makes sense since we have that heavier bullet. So 47 grains of whatever this stick powder is. Let's go ahead and zero our scale, and we will weigh our projectile. 220 grain bullet. Oh, mama. So this is one heck of a chunkin' bullet going down range. 47 grains of gunpowder with a 220 grain bullet. My 30-06 rifle, we're going to be using a 1917 Enfield, and it has a 1 in 10 twist barrel, so it should be able to stabilize this just fine. So let's go ahead, bring this out to the range. I got a couple of these. We'll basically just test it, see what velocities we get, see accuracy, things like that.
All right, continuing our ammunition evaluations. Now we're having a look at this Remington RP ammo. If memory serves me, I think that these are 220 grain bullets. So they should be able to stabilize in our 1 in 10 twist barrel. We're using a 1917 Enfield 1 in 10 twist, and it's got a full length barrel on it, so we shouldn't have to worry about any loss of velocities. Now that we can test that, because the chronograph I got didn't come with shims, so we can't test velocities. But what we can do is we can test accuracy and see if this stuff actually goes off. I'm sure it's going to go off because this is modern made commercial ammunition, but you never know. So we're going to accuracy test at about 50 yards. I'm going to bench rest at my not at all sketchy shooting table right there. And we're going to see what kind of accuracy we get with this. These heavier grain bullets tend to not be as accurate as your lighter ones in my own experience, but the loss of accuracy for these heavier rounds really is not all that significant. Of course, I'm firing this from a rifle that has a steel butt plate on it, so there's no recoil absorption whatsoever, and my shoulder is basically ground beef at this point. But we're still going to send some lead down range, so let me load these up and we'll see what we can do here. Our target being at about 50 yards, it should be enough of an accuracy indicator for us to get a feel for the accuracy that you would come to expect with this ammunition. Alright, Remington RP ammo. Hopefully this doesn't destroy my shoulder. Let's find out. Oh my god! That is some harshly recoiling ammo. Like, holy crap levels of recoil. Let's do it again. Okay. I got one more. I think I can manage one more. I think I'm never shooting this ammo again. Alright. That's enough for me. Whew. Bench rest shooting this stuff sucks. Alright, let me go grab the target. We'll have a look at that. Let's have a look at the... Well, that definitely had some spicy recoil behind it. That is 100% commercial 30-06. Looking at this, I don't see any deformation in the brass. I don't see any cracking or anything like that. No real signs of overpressure. So I think this right here is going to be fine. Let me go grab that target. All right, very interesting results. Two of those rounds were right on top of one another. You see that right here, but then one of them went way off to the distance. I'm not sure if maybe we had a defect in the round or anything like that. All my shots felt pretty good. But this is what we're looking at. We're gonna go ahead and say this right here had some sort of deformation with it, or some sort of something going on with it, because these two rounds right here, those just landed right on top of one another, and that's about the accuracy that you would come to expect with modern made commercial 30-06. So that's probably honestly a 1/4 inch group. So you're looking at sub MOA with this stuff. So maybe the accuracy on this stuff is actually quite on par if we take that into consideration. If not, and we want to take this one into consideration, that's probably a 3-inch spread, so 6 MOA. That's still on par with what a lot of people would come to expect with 30-06. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and send one more just to see if that was an outlier right there. Let's send... Here, I'm going to change my point of aim. We're going to send like another... I think I only have 2 rounds of this stuff left. We're going to send another 2 rounds at somewhere else, and we're going to see what kind of group we get. All right, here we go. Another 2 rounds. I have a different point of aim that I'll be using. We'll see what group size we get here. Alrighty. Oh, I changed my mind. I shouldn't have decided to shoot this more. Remember how I said I wasn't going to shoot this anymore? Oh, this sucks. Alright. Both of those felt fantastic. Okay. I'm going to set those down. Let me go grab that. Alright, yeah. See, these 2 rounds are right on top of one another, just like these 2 right here. So we're going to assume this right here was some kind of outlier that had some sort of deformation going on with it, or some kind of something going on with it. Because both of these are right on top of one another, and they both are like 1/4 inch spreads. So that's the accuracy that you would come to expect with this stuff. Thanks for watching, folks. Appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below is a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off. Have yourself a fantastic day. See you on the next episode. Since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garrett. Shame that bolt action shotguns aren't more mainstream.